Hey, what's up YouTube? Mass Mechanics here. This is part 4 of our C3 Corvette LS Swap, and today will be the day that we get it fired up. So please stay tuned, please like, subscribe, and let's get after it. Alright, well, to get this thing ready to go, first I got to get the power steering setup done, so that way I can put fluid in the pump and make sure it's not leaking and get that all set up so when it's spinning with the belt it's not going to damage anything. Then we got to start figuring out our alternator wiring too and get the cooling system buttoned up. Change out the air cleaner lid. I'm going to probably put one with the filter element lid on it, just because I had to use a pretty decent drop. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a drop base. Can't even get the camera in here, it's so small of an area, but you see how it dropped way down? The one I was running with the carburetor was a flat style, and this is a pretty big drop. So I figured let's get the air cleaner lid that has the breathing on it, because I feel like this is just not enough for 500 plus horse, you know? I feel like it's just going to have a hard time breathing. So get as much air into it as I can. So yeah, I'll have it running up real quick. Let's get this power steering stuff in and we'll go there. I'll show it to you in just a second. Alright, now time for our steering upgrade. As you can see, the factory steering is a little leaky. That's an understatement, I would say. It's a mess. I already unbolted the frame mount. You got 4 bolts here. They're like carriage bolts. They're right here, 4 of them. The carriage bolts, no biggie. We got the lines that go to the pump, which the pump's not in the car anymore. It has a LS style pump. Here's the piston that you hear about, the steering ram, whatever you want to hear called. That leaks pretty bad. You can see it leaks right out of the main seal, and it's leaking on the line. This line's leaking itself, and this end of this line is leaking here. And then obviously the control valve is screwed. That's leaking really bad. These lines, so I can get some light on it. These lines up here are super crusty. So long story short, all this is getting removed, and we're going to put a borgenson kit on that removes this piece here, and it has its own steering arm piece that adapts to that rod right there. It adapts right to this rod. It threads on and you hook it up to your new steering box. I'm leaving, I guess we reused this pitman arm, so I'll clean it up, but we got a whole new box and everything else, so should be pretty good. Get this nasty thing out of here, and these are the manifolds I got on here from the truck for now, just to get it running and tuned. And there is an O2 sensor in it for the, you see the little O2 sensor sticking out. So I'll get this, I'll use this for now just to get it running, get the idle air control set and all that good stuff, and then we'll get it up to the big shop again and do some TIG welding and get those nice side pipes going. That's going to be a sweet project. I can't wait to get those on. It's going to be awesome. Well, stay tuned, we'll get the steering out. Alright, well here it is. We got all this old trash out. As you can see, it pretty much leaks everywhere. It was a mess. Inside the poor car, even more of a mess. I took this manifold off over here. It takes about 10 minutes to put in a truck manifold on one of these, so just for anybody to know, because I'll probably throw it back on just so I can get it outside, get it tuned, get everything set up, check all the systems, make sure everything's good, and then go on and build these nice stainless steel headers I'm going to be doing. So yeah, that's it. Real not bad. The only bad one is there's a bolt up here, and that's pretty miserable to get because it's right up against the frame. So you need to put like I have like a half deep socket, not like a full length deep, and then I use a swivel, and then you fight it all the way out. But luckily they're like carriage bolts, so they get stuck in the frame, so at least you only have to turn one side. You're not trying to hold one side and turn the other, so that's good. So that's it, and now we'll get the new stuff going. There's all the new stuff. As you can see, the box is good size. Here is the old box. There's your old steering box there. And here's your new one. So it's a couple inches longer. So you're supposed to knock the steering shaft in to collapse it a little bit to make up the difference. Well, mine doesn't want to move, so I'm going to have some fun with this. Also in the car, you got to go lock to lock, figure out your depth. And as you can see, I don't know if you even can see, but here's the new unit on my steering shaft. I know it's really dark and I apologize. But yeah, there's the new end, and that is centered and the wheel is locked in the center position. So all I need to do is get that shaft to collapse 2 inches or so, and then it will be good to go. And I also got an adapter to fit the back of your LS pump here to these old Corvette lines. And this is your adapter right here. See? I think Dirty Dingo sold me that one, you know. So guess I'm a little tired. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep fiddling with it and see if I can get that thing to collapse so I can get this box in and build it. Steering box is all in. Here's our lines going into the box. And then there are lines going into our pump. Let's see if I can get a shot of it here. You got one fitting I had to get from... There it is right there. See that one little brass fitting? I had to get that one. I got it off Amazon from Dirty Dingo. That is an adapter. It just goes from a regular standard Corvette line to the thing. This is the Borgenson steering conversion box. Alright, and here's the other piece of it. You gotta use your old pivot arm, but then the rest of it's all new. That connects right onto the original steering arm. Gets rid of all that mess. No more control valve, no more piston, no more extra lines. Just 2 lines going from the pump to the box, and that's it. Really worked out great. And as you can see, radiator is in with electric fans. Got that in. Also, I'm wiring up 2 relays here. I'm wiring up these 2 relays. One is for fan 1 and fan 2. So yeah, I just wired all those guys up. I know I have the silly terminals on there, but they really are just the easiest to use on these type of things. So I'll do it for now, and if it really bothers me, I'll sit there and heat shrink each one and do fancy connectors. But on the engine side, I did all fancy stuff. I'm just getting tired of it, so I have those and I'm going to use them. I'm going to see how the PCM works controlling these 2 fans. I got a primary fan, and then once the temperature hits another temperature, the second fan will kick on. It's pretty cool with the new PCM. Here it is outside. I had to roll it out because it was so dirty underneath it from pulling the old engine out and all that good stuff. That clean the floor up before I start working on the headers. So as you can see, it's tough when you work in a tiny area because you can't move around, don't have the lift or anything. So another cleanup. Was this mess number 2 or 3 now? Yeah, that's how it goes. But here she is, looking pretty. Put the side pipes locked on there for now, just so I can get the headers lined up, at least the collector side. She's looking pretty close to being done. Got the fans mounted. I don't know if I showed that already. Had to run a different air cleaner lid. I figure we'd get a little more airflow because that little tiny element in there is just not enough, I don't think. Now that it actually makes a little bit of power, it's not going to want to do it. But we're going to have to get ready for our first fire with the new fuel injection setup from Phytech. You can see I got the truck manifolds on there for now, just so I could run the O2 sensor. They're quick to get on and off, so it's not a big deal. There's enough room for exhaust on this where it's not too bad. Because once I get it running and dialed in, make sure everything's good, then I can take those off and start fabbing up the nice side pipes. don't know if you can see, there's that Borgenson kit I put on. It wasn't that bad. The hardest part is getting that steering shaft right there to collapse. That wasn't fun, but I got it. But yeah, that's it all together, pretty much. She's almost ready to go. Alright, well, I got this thing running already once, but now I want to get it fired up again. I got it running real quick just to make sure everything worked. I didn't have a chance to set up the camera. I honestly didn't even know if it was going to start because I had never wired one of these EFIs before for this like exact setup. So I got this all done and the thing fired up immediately, so that was great. So right now you can see there's a bunch of wiring right here. That's all for the alternator setup because this is a different alternator and I want to make sure that I get it to charge right, and there's a resistor and it's in test phase for that, but everything else is operational. So right now I need to fire it up, get it to idle. It might be a little hard to at first because I need to set the idle air control valve. So I'm going to get after doing that. So let me see if I can get this thing to fire up. Following the Corvette, we're heading up to the real shop now. Out of the quarantine garage, back up to the real garage so we can get something done finally. Finish up this nice exhaust system with stainless steel. It is for a small block, and this is the LS Swap, so we're going to have to cut the pipes and move them. So that's where we're heading now, so we can get to the TIG welder, get everything done. But yeah, we'll do a video on this truck too pretty soon. If you look here, you got yourself a old school truck. And then if you look out there, it's got a new school nose. So just to give you guys an idea of what we've got here. And I'll go over it with you guys and make a good video. It'll be a lot of fun just talking about the different stuff we did. And yeah, stay tuned. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. We really appreciate all the love our channel's been getting. We have a couple great projects coming up that are going to be a lot of fun. I really want you guys to get to see it all. So please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, follow along, because it's going to be pretty fun. So please also, you can follow us on Instagram with Mass Mechanics.